Hello everyone. Today's topic is very close to my heart because I'm a mother of two daughters. One day my daughter came to me and she asked, Mama, do we will also die one day? She was watching some news on the channel. Her question just shook me to the core. And that day I could realize the pain, the fear children are going through. The pandemic has affected trillions of lives across the globe. But although children are less physically affected, but the same cannot be said for their mental health. So, trying to understand the way of dealing with kids and the way of helping them dealing with this stressful, negative environment and to make them happy, we are trying to explore some facts with an NLP practitioner, Priyanka Paul. She is a life coach as well as a mindset coach. So let's welcome our guest for today's talk, Priyanka Paul. Welcome Priyanka, welcome to Women Talk.
Thank you so much, Poonam, for having me on board. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Priyanka, do you think our children are most affected by this pandemic? Because they are living in an environment in which they are not trained to be in. So what do you have to say about this?
Yes, indeed, Poonam, I totally agree with you that basically all of us are, suffering from this pandemic and how these 2 years have been. Now it is close to 2 years now since we have been facing this pandemic, and definitely all are affected at the same level, but surely the kids are most affected because what I feel that first of all they have been confined to their home since last year. So it's been more than a year now where they have been confined to their houses. The schools are going online. There are no any extracurricular activities, any play. They are not going to any playgrounds, play areas. And everything basically has come up to and came to confined only to their houses now. So this, and on top of it, the whole issue is that we think that they are just kids, and ठीक है, that kind of we have the psychology. ठीक है, बच्चे हैं, कोई बात नहीं, इस साल नहीं हुआ, स्कूल नहीं गए तो क्या हो गया, नेक्स्ट ईयर तो जाएंगे, फिर अपना वापस से बिल्डअप हो जाएगा एवरीथिंग. बट वी फेल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि उनके मेंटल एरिया में क्या चल रहा है, उनके माइंड्स में क्या चल रहा है बेसिकली. एंड द आयरनी इज दैट दे आर आल्सो नॉट एबल टू स्पीक अप देयर होल सिचुएशन, कि उनको क्या फीलिंग हो रही है, क्या मतलब उनके साथ में क्या हो रहा है, या व्हाट दे आर फीलिंग एज ऑफ in terms of why they are at home, so
as I mentioned, my daughter asked me this question. I was so hurt with it. That was so touching. I was so tensed with that question, the pain my daughter is going through.
Right, indeed. Actually what I feel that last year it was only the data and numbers what we were seeing only in the news, but now it has come to our houses. Now what was only in terms of data and numbers, now it is in terms of the names, relations, relatives, friends, everybody. We are hearing somebody or else people are losing their relationships, people are losing people around, their loved ones around, and definitely it has come to our homes now. So we all are affected, and not to mention more or less the kids are also on the same part of the journey where we are going through. So definitely it's something very painful which kids have to go through right now.
So Priyanka, what are the problems kids might have in at their age when they will grow up? Will there be any it will definitely affect their cognitive growth and mental development also. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, surely. I feel that definitely kids have been, there will be effect on their physical and mental growth, and especially on the social growth as well. because now since and especially for very young kids who have not even understood the meaning of school, who were supposed to go in the playgroups or nurseries in in 2020, and since then they have been confined with a tablet or a laptop or a phone to just watch the videos and do the assignments or do some drawing sheets and stuff like that. So definitely they have the meaning of the whole school and the meaning of community, the meaning of the team is being diminished right now. And on top of it, what is happening, I'm seeing that for younger kids, they are becoming very clingy to parents, and they want to be there in their own cocoon, and they do not want to even interact with anybody else apart from their immediate family. Like maybe only the parents are there, as many of us have nuclear families, or if it's a joint family, then maybe it gets extended to the grandparents or some maybe other like aunt or uncle if somebody is there at home. But apart from that, they are not able to relate to the outside world, and now gradually they have found their comfort zone in this cocoon, and they do not want to part from it. Even when they have to do, even if we ask them to call a friend, or somebody has come to meet you, or if online our relatives are there and we ask them to say hello to them online also, they feel skeptical and they do not want to come on the video or show their faces or interact with the other family members or friends. So that is one thing which definitely is having a huge impact on the kids' mind. And surely after this, what I can see is on their social skills. Like they do not understand the meaning of community, they do not understand the meaning of teamwork, they do not understand the meaning of groups. So they are all confined to their places. Now the study, the education, everything is one-on-one. So they do not have any competition. they do not have any peer to look towards to, and so that is what I feel, that it's very challenging. And once they will be going out and attending the school and coming out in the real world, it will be very difficult for them to face the actual scenario, actual area of work. Yeah, be it school, be it a college or anything, it will be very difficult for all the levels, even for younger kids and for the
how parents can help our kids for dealing with these situations.
I believe, Poonam, there are a few points which we can advise to our parents, and what they can follow as and what is possible for them to follow, definitely. But one thing is very important is that to inculcate the value of routine in the kids' daily working. And it's very important, because what I am seeing that the school is at 8 o'clock or maybe 9 o'clock, and the kids are sleeping till 8:55 and they just get up and switch on the video. They do not understand that this is serious interaction, and it's a formal interaction, and they should be dressed up properly, they should be fresh from their minds, and they should be freshen up and do their breakfast. And what is happening, that they will switch off their videos, they will have their breakfast during the classes, and only parents as we are only encouraging them to do these things. So because we have कि अरे घर पे ही तो है बच्चा, थोड़ी देर बाद breakfast दे देंगे. We are so busy with our routine or our office or maybe something like that. So we are not understanding कि gradually when they will be in school, वो एक पीरियड भी खाली नहीं निकाल पाएंगे विदाउट स्ट्रेचिंग आउट या कुछ स्नैकिंग करने के लिए बीच में या समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो दैट रूटीन हैज टू कम इन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंटली. And even if the schools are online or anything, they should be dressed up and they should be working as they are in the class. So that is very important thing. Secondly, parents should involve them in their activities also, in any household activities, in any elderly work they are doing. That should be also, kids should be involved there, so that they understand that this is not the time only to watch videos or or just to play games on phones or doing our classes. Apart from that, they do not have anything to do. So why not let them do something or learn something during this period. It is very important for parents to identify where the interest of our kids are lying, and some way or the other help them to build up that interest. If somebody is good in dancing, in drawing, in sketching, or anything else, in writing, reading, whatever, we should encourage them in that interest, and we should ensure that we are also there to understand what they are doing and what they are not doing, right? And so these are a few points wherein I wanted to emphasize. One thing I wanted to tell, ensure and request the parents, especially not tell them, but request them that everybody is working from home right now, and we feel that hum ghar pe to hain, but we are not mentally present at all. We are in our office works, we are into that email or that project or that assignment or that Excel sheet, whatever, but we are not there mentally present. And when kids are asking us to come and play the game or something like that, हाँ तुम लोग खेलो, मैं बैठी हूँ या बैठा हूँ, but they are on their phones.
Yes.
So we have to be present mentally, even if it means only for an hour or so. That is okay. I'm not saying that you should devote all 24/7 to be present for the kid. Obviously, that is not possible also. But then it is very important that whenever we are spending some quality time with our family, with our kids, then it is definitely the quality time, and it's not just just for the sake of sitting, you are sitting there. So that is something wherein parents have to ensure that they are mentally also present, apart from being physically present there for the kids. I understand that there are a lot of frustration, lot of things which are going into parents' mind right now because of the jobs are not secure and all the financial and economic crisis as well. But still, when you are with kids, at least half an hour, 1 hour, whatever you are able to give to them, give it wholeheartedly. Give it your 100% there.
Priyanka, how do you counsel the kids? Like, you do counseling for the parents and kids also.
Yes.
How do you counsel them? If you have to counsel a child, maybe from the age group of 10 to 15, how do you counsel them? And if it is possible to counsel a small child,
for the age group of 10 to 15, I counsel them as a friend. I never tell them that I'm a coach or a counselor or something like that. Whenever I interact with kids of such age groups, I tell the parents that please introduce me as your friend or something like that, because the moment they hear the word counselor, because they are smart enough, they understand what the counselor means or what the coach means, and as like whenever they hear the word this thing, they become reluctant in opening up. So that is one thing I do, and then as a friend, I try to ask them about their interest. I do not talk about studies with any of the kids. That is my first, policy, not to talk about the studies, because they are tired of asking people asking them about what are you studying or what is your favorite subject and stuff like that. So I try to ask them about their passion, their interest. I definitely try to talk them out about their friends, who all are their friends, who are close to them or who are not close to them, what are their favorite cartoons or series or whatever they are watching on television or social media. So these are the few things which I try to talk to them, and that helps me to understand where their interests are lying or where they are inclining. And I will advise also the parents also to be very much into to gather as much as information from their child about their friends and what all they are watching. Be vigilant. It does not mean to be strict, but you should be vigilant what your kids are watching, what you are watching, what your kids are watching, and then who all friends he or she has. So that is the thing. And then definitely after going through a little bit of analysis on these basis, I try to understand what exactly the situation is with that kid. And I always believe that there is no problem with the kids, mostly the problem is with the parents. I think now coming to the younger kids, I try to be friend with them as well and try to talk them about their favorite, who is their favorite, your mom or dad, who is, what kind of cartoons they like, what kind of colors they like, what kind of, what they want to draw. And so we had a little bit of tools and, things like that, wherein we try to assess.
So how do you observe with the color and their likings?
See, it's like many, if I ask them to draw and, if I give them a picture to draw, or if I give them a scenario to draw, like you draw an apple or maybe an apple tree, or draw a scenery, especially with the scenery thing, if I tell them to draw scenery, many will be, with their drawing, you will be able to understand what kind of child they are. Like if they are, some kids are very much passionate about drawing even the minutest of details. Even when they are so young, they will draw the birds, they will draw the sunrise, the colors will be perfect, and everything will be to the point with the exact scale. Even when they are very young, like 5 years, 6 years of age, they are able to draw so.
What does it show?
Nicely.
What does it talk about?
It shows that the child is very much observant, and the child takes care of the details, and even the minutest of things we tend to think कि अरे बच्चा है इसको क्या पता, but he or she is taking note of each and everything what is surrounding them. Even the minutest of the color of your maybe furnishings and your way of arranging the things in your house, he will be very interested in looking into the details. But many are, they will just draw the mountains and the river flowing, and then the scenery is done. So they are like people who are not into too much detailing, and they wanted to just go with the flow, and they do not want to be a lot more put an effort where it is not necessary. That kind of thing. So this is something which we tend to analyze, and even the colors they use tells us the child is happy, or he or she has some issues at the back end, because if they are using very darker shades, gray, black, which are not very happy colors, so that way, please.
Don't you think we should give them some target that can be in a play mode or maybe academic targets? Is that help actually?
I think targets never help. I have 2 boys. I never give them targets. I give them responsibilities. So it is very important to give them responsibility for what they are doing, and they will be performing way beyond your targets.
Please explain more about the responsibility and
see the responsibility, like if you want your child to keep his or her room clean, and then please do not help him do the cleaning. Let him do on his or her end. And what will happen is that sometimes they will do, sometimes they will not do. But even once, if their friends come in and the room is not clean, they will not feel good about it themselves. Because their room is not clean and their friends were there. It is not about mom and dad, their friends, something like that. No, it is their, their.
How we can apply it in the studies?
In the studies, like what I apply is that what I have to do them is that I do not give them, tell them that okay, I will teach you each and every subject, or I will teach you with each and every chapter. I first let the kids, whoever is there, please let them study the chapter first, and let them understand it on their end. And when you are teaching, if you are teaching any subject to them, it is very important that you do not give your way of thinking there, because obviously now we are old enough to understand the concept, and we think it is so easy. अरे multiplication नहीं आता तुम्हें, इतना easy तो है. That is the first line we will say. ये तुम 2 into 3 नहीं कर पा रहे, इतना easy है. But it is not easy for them. When we were at that level, it was not easy for us also. So first let them do it. First observe how they are doing, what they have grasped from the class. उनको concept पता भी है, clear हुआ भी है कि नहीं हुआ है. अगर नहीं clear हुआ है, then you ask क्यों नहीं clear हुआ. If you want, why did you ask the teacher again? कि मुझे ये concept नहीं clear हुआ, can you please explain again? और if nothing is that, ठीक है, teacher ने भी explain कर दिया, नहीं समझ में, okay, I will try once again. I will explain it and then I will ask again for him to do it. And then again I will see कि उसको क्या grasp हुआ. And then only you can proceed further. बहुत बार क्या होता है कि हम अपने ही mindset से पढ़ाना, अपने ही level से पढ़ाना शुरू कर देते हैं. Not understanding कि उसको कुछ पता भी है कि नहीं है. कितनी understanding है. And secondly, the same is with the exams. If they want to perform good in their exams, they will perform good. They will make sure that they are good with the concepts, they are okay, they have understand the concepts, they have well versed it, they have learned it, everything. But अगर कोई भी बच्चा initially maybe they were very good in academics और gradually उनका कम हो रहा है, then you have to ask them कि भाई क्यों कम हो रहा है, and are you liking it or not. I am sure no kid is liking when they fail in the exams or when they score lesser than what they expected to be. अगर कोई बच्चा टॉप कर रहा हो 6, 4, 5, 5th, 6th में he was टॉपर और सीधे 7th में डाउन हो गया 80%, 70 या B आ गया, उसको A+ छोड़ दो, A भी आ गया, then they will be thinking कि क्या हो गया, so that
actually the fault is of parents. They are not able to understand their state of mind.
Right. Yeah. So that is where we need to understand what happened with the kid, why it's not. You have to tell them and you have to ensure them and encourage them that we do not want the marks. ऐसा हमें मार्क्स नहीं चाहिए. अगर तुम्हारा मार्क्स पासिंग भी है, that is okay if you are able to understand the concept. आप बहुत से बच्चे होते हैं मगअप कर लेते हैं. They do not know the concept.
Please share some tips for parents because that is very important.
For parents, I would say first of all, as I said that please start sharing some responsibilities with them and do not scold them or do not be strict with them if they are not able to perform that responsibility, because फिर वो कभी responsibility उठाने में अपने आप को काबिल नहीं समझेंगे. They will always feel that I am not good enough. So please do not get that feeling into their minds. उन्होंने जितना भी effort किया है, you have to appreciate
them. Right.
Only when you appreciate whatever maybe 1% they have done. If you will appreciate 1%, they will come up with 10% next time. So the appreciation has to come from the parents, and appreciation doesn't mean that you give them gadgets or toffees or chocolates. Only when you hug them, you congratulate them that okay, you have done such a big task. That is very important. Secondly, I see that parents अपने में busy रहते हैं. They do not involve kids in their activities. I am not saying हर activity में आप involve करो कि maybe आपको कहीं जाना है friends के साथ या कहीं भी. That is okay. But sometimes maybe you are cooking something, you can involve your kid there. कि आ जाओ तुम यहाँ पे मेरे साथ देखो. Table लगा दो, table set करो. Something very small task. Table maintain कर लो. You fill up the bottles. Whatever they are able to do. बहुत ही small task है. But they will feel very much responsible and very much कि हाँ मैं भी एक part हूँ family का. I am not only there to play and shop and go to the parties. I am there for daily work also. Yes. भले नहीं हो रहा आपके पास n number of maids हो, but then also please, because everybody now is living in a nuclear setup. कल को बच्चा कहीं जाता है, कॉलेज जाता है, कहीं बाहर जाता है, उसको एक गिलास पानी पीना भी नहीं आता होगा तो क्या करेगा वो, कैसे रहेगा? And so this is very important. As long as you want to play with it, then take care of the toys, take care of your dolls, take care of your stuff, whatever you have.
Yes.
And ऐसे ही धीरे धीरे responsibility, मतलब these are very very minute things which parents can उसमें कहीं कोई investment नहीं है, कहीं कुछ नहीं है. It will rather you parents will also feel very happy when you all work as a team. It gives a very healthy atmosphere at home. Like I play with them all the chess and board games and everything, and they help with me in cooking and all kind of activities what I am doing. So it's not that कि हम ही उनके साथ खेल रहे हैं, मम्मा तुम तो हमारे साथ खेलते हो, अरे भाई आप फिर then you tell them आप भी तो मेरे साथ नहीं आते तुम. So that has to be there. And I also feel जैसे कि हम लोग strictness करते हैं, we raise our hands, we raise our voices. That is not at all important. If you give them a direction, you show them that this is the way to do, and if you are not doing, this is the way, I will not be happy. एक आपका तरीका है नाराज होने का, आप नाराज ही रहेंगे उतना भी उसको इफेक्ट करेगा. आपको चिल्लाना, चीखना, हाथ उठाने की जरूरत नहीं है. You know, अगर आप उससे 10 मिनट ही बोल देंगे I am not talking to you because you did this, वो उतने में ही वो समझ जाएगा बच्चा.
Right.
So we do not need to go, we do not need to be strict. We need to, और ये भी नहीं कि बिल्कुल friends बन गए तो बिल्कुल हमने बिल्कुल ही छोड़ दिया. Be vigilant. Supervision is necessary, but strictness is not.
Priyanka, please tell our viewers about your journey, about your courses. How do you help women, students, corporates? Please tell our viewers about that.
So I started my journey as a life coach in 2016, and I was very passionate about helping people, helping women especially. And especially women who have taken a break or a sabbatical due to kids, due to family way or whatever, but they were on the peak of their careers, and but due to kids and family, they have to take a back seat. And now when the kids grow up and the husband has also moved up the corporate ladder or their businesses are going very well, the woman feels to be left behind. And now they feel that they should also do something or the other, and that is where I try to help them identify their passion and to create their identity, which is apart from being a mother, a daughter, a wife, daughter-in-law, whatever, their own individual identity. So this journey I started from 2016, wherein I started with a little bit of a friend circle only, and I started giving them a few advices about their situations, and it worked out well. So then I thought, why not to give it a professional thought about it, and I then did my NLP, and it is a very profound science which is involved in understanding the human mentality, the working of the brain, how the perception of the brain works and stuff and things like that. So apart from doing NLP, I am also an author. My book was released in 2017, which was a bestseller in counseling, and it also talks about different pillars of our lives and where we are at right now at this point of time, where we are in that particular sphere, and where do we want to go, and if we need a course correction or not. So I am very much passionate about creating balance in people's lives, where people are, with the advent of technology stuff, it is easy obviously for everyone else to connect and to do the work and things, but most of the time now the job has become 24/7, and now with the corona coming in, it is all the more difficult because the thin line of demarcation between the personal and professional life has also gone haywire.
Right.
So the working professionals are not able to identify where to draw that line. Till late nights they are working on their projects, early morning they are working on the office work, in between
they are working 24/7.
24/7. They are working 24/7, and even the personal and professional life has got mixed. In the office time they are doing household work, in the personal time they are doing professional work. So these kind of things are a very imbalance has been there, and now it has more or less, the gap has also increased here, and that is where I help people to come back on that balance and create that balance in their lives, wherein all the spheres of their lives are perfectly balanced and in sync with each other.
Yes. So what is your learning of life from this COVID period?
My learning from this COVID period is that throughout our lives, we have been running after something or the other. Everyone, be it me, be it you, be it any professional, any housewife, any person, they need or they target, they have their goals, their dreams, and we are just running after them. But COVID has, helped us to understand that we can live in a minimalistic life also, and be happy at that too. So that is the thing which COVID has given me, that living in simplicity or living with the minimalistic of things, or gadgets or assets, whatever you have, it doesn't matter what you have. It all that matters is what relations, what love and care, what you have inculcated with different people in your lives. And it was the time also that people should understand that we should forgive everyone in our life who has done some harm or the other, and forgive ourselves also for something which we are not able to come in terms with. So forgiveness is very important. Definitely gratitude is something which everybody emphasizes, that we should be thankful for what we have, and we should be thankful that we are living, we are happy, healthy, everything. And but with that, I would say that even if it's your last day today or not, it is very important to forgive people.
Priyanka has rightly said that Corona has taught us the importance of simplicity and importance of every minimalistic thing. And we should also learn to be with our friends, our near and dear ones. We should be in touch with them, and we should forget them. And above all, we should help everyone. So please stay safe, stay indoors, and don't forget to mask up.